All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Hope you guys had a great holiday, great Thanksgiving. This is Sunday after the holidays, and we had a great little break and went up into the mountains and got a Christmas tree with the family and just had a good time. So I hope you guys was as good as well. Just a quick little video today about something that I think is probably super important to all of us as moto campers and adventure bike riders. And it's what I believe, after a lot of testing, is probably the best extra gasoline carrier that there is. And that's the Giant Loop. Now, they have this in a ton of different sizes. This particular one is a 2-gallon, which has worked out great for us. Now, as you guys know, I use the Rotopax tank on the CT a good little bit. And we've got Cody has a couple of fuel bottles. But this particular bag here has really worked out. I think I've got close to 1,500 miles. You can see this Idaho dirt here still left. We used, Cody and I both used this on the IDBDR and the Tour of Idaho that we rode, and that was 1,300 miles, and I've got a couple of hundred miles on it here, kind of around, just around local, so. But still got the Idaho dirt on it, but. So, not to get too long-winded about this, but I got a ton of messages, on emails and even in a public forum on Facebook and things like that about certain people have, I'll share that I use extra fuel, and I get a lot of messages about, well, in the United States, you're never more than 50 miles from a gas station. Why do you need extra fuel? And this is kind of it's in a way, they're kind of right, but in a way not, and I'll explain what I mean. So, let's just take the little CT125, for example. It holds 1.4 gallons of gasoline, and that'll get you, if you're easy on it, 120 to 130 miles. Maybe stretch it out. I think I've been close to 140 before and filled it up, and it held 1.3, so it was all but out. But, it's all in, like, what you want to do. So, Cody and I like to get as far off of the beaten path as we can get, away from everything, where we feel like we're in a wilderness camping. And also, we like to stay on the route if we can. If it's like something we're going to, it's a challenge. We're going to stay on this route instead of veering off of it. If you do that, there's still places in the United States where it can be close to 300 miles between fuel, at least 250. So, for example, and, you guys email me if you want to know exact trails. I'm not going to throw them out there so they stay like they are now. But, like there's certain secret spots that we have that I'm talking about. But, anybody's welcome to ride them. But the wrong people get out there on side-by-sides and destroy them. It'll be bad. But anyway, and I don't have anything against side-by-sides, just the people that shred the trails up with 300 horsepower turbo side-by-sides, But anyway, not to get too far off of the subject, if you stick to that route and one gas station is closed, or the power's out there, or the internet's down where they can't run your card or whatever, it's going to be nice to have extra fuel. And this particular bag is awesome because it folds up to nothing when it's empty. It holds 2 gallons. It pours out of it so nice and easy. I'll show you guys in a minute how easy it is to work. There's still a little bit of fuel in it left over, and I need to circulate it out. But it's from what I can tell, it's the best. We definitely needed it out there, out west. And but back on the subject of staying on the route. So even as close as 40 miles from here, we have this awesome place called route called the Smoky Mountain 500. A gentleman, Andy Simmons, came up with it. It goes through the Smokies and through northern Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina. If you want to say, hey man, I finished that whole route without deviating from it too much, and there is a couple of places near like Ducktown, Tennessee, and up in there, where if you missed one station, or if that station was closed and you had to do more than 150 miles, or if you ran out in 150 miles, which small bikes, WR250s, this CT, this T-Dub, if the T-Dub's got a factory tank, it only holds 1.8 gallon. So at 70 miles per gallon on a good day, that's 140 miles. You're getting close to running out of gas and walking. So it's always a peace of mind. It definitely adds weight, but you don't have to fill it all the way to the rim. A gallon extra, even a little fuel bottle's good. But this video, I just wanted to share how awesome this thing was. Now, shout out to Motocamp Nerd. I got this bag from him on a sale. And Cody's bag actually came from ProCycle. So I like to share the love a little bit. They both gave us a discount. I'm going to put links in the description below for you guys to to go and check them out, and it'll help the channel just a little bit at no extra cost to you. But Motocamp Nerd sent this to us, and man, I'm telling you, I packed things on top of it. I've dropped it, scraped it against trees, and it's been real resilient. It hasn't leaked one single drop. So I'm pretty proud of it. It's fairly inexpensive for what it is. You can use these 2 rock straps here to hold it down, or what's super cool about the way I've got this set up, this is just actually a cheap bag from Amazon here. And these handles on this thing are super sewn in good and strong. And I just run this through there like this, and it comes right off on both sides. So that held it really good. But if you want a little extra, we use rock straps. I don't know if you guys know much about rock straps. If you don't have any, get some. They're awesome. But this thing has 100 different ways to strap it down, and you can just X them for a little bit of added, a little bit of added holding power on rough terrain. But my overall 1,500 mile review of this thing is a 10, man. I mean, it's just been great. And I know it's a kind of a niche thing to need extra fuel, but if you're gonna ride like we do to try to get super far off of the beaten path, then you really need some good way to carry extra gas, unless you got an adventure bike that holds 5 or 6 gallons. But if you're riding these small bikes like we do, I did get the Clark tank for the TW here, and it's a gallon bigger than factory, so it's 2.8. So it definitely went further, but a couple of times we had to add fuel to Cody's and mine. So what's crazy is 3 months before, I spent a month routing our route out and figuring out where all the fuel stations were and where we could get food and lodging if we needed, places to camp. And I noticed that there was one stretch in Idaho, which is a public route that you can ride. And like I said, I'll be glad to share it with you guys if you email me if you really want to get off the beaten path. But this is not like a known route or anything. It was just one that I picked randomly. And it goes into the town of Elk City. Well, like 2 months before we're going to leave, so we left in late July and rode early August. And right in the last of the springtime, I looked, and this fuel station in Elk City was out of business. And I was like, oh boy, well, we're definitely going to have to carry some fuel. And then it's, over 300 miles if that station's gone, if we rode the route that we planned on riding. And it's still nowhere else to get fuel unless you ride over all the way into Washington or Oregon or something. So, and I get it, man. These gas stations out there, like in Elk City, they only have 3 months of the year when everything isn't under snow, 10 foot of snow. And if it goes out of business and somebody new decides, hey, I'm retired, I'd like to go out there and run this gas station through the summer, I'm going to buy it. The dreaded 3-letter government agency is going to make you jump through every hoop in the world to make sure that the tanks aren't leaking and everything's in compliance with all the regulations. So it's tough, And it's not like they're making millions on selling fuel, because, people's buying it at small amounts, and it's only 3 months out of the year, probably, maybe 3.5. So anyway, long story short, that fuel station was purchased in Elk City, and it's doing great now. So great we ended up not going there. We deviated around that for some reason. I think maybe the part of the trail was closed or something, I forget. But anyway, long story short, it's just a really good idea to have a little bit of extra fuel with you. And to me, this is the number one way to do it. I mean, I love the Roto packs on the bike, on the CT. It can get a little bit aggravating unmounting it and stuff. This thing here is easy. This definitely pours better than any other can I've ever had. It's pretty much just as easy as squeezing the handle at the gas station. You don't get any spillage. The little end here tucks right in here, and nothing to it. You know, it screws right on there and it pours right out. It's easy to do it, and I'll show you guys. But yeah, that's just a quick little video I thought I'd share with you guys about a great way to carry extra fuel. Shout out to Giant Loop, man. They've got some excellent things. You know, we run their Motortrek panniers and really love them. And they're really nice and soft and easy to get on and off of the bike. And they hold all our gear, 25 liters apiece. Cody and I both run them, and we really like them. So appreciate Giant Loop for having some nice equipment for us to use for moto camping. But that's about all I got, guys. I just wanted to show you guys this, and let's pour it up here and let you guys see how easy it works. All right, so what I like to do is just keep this at, you know, above gravity where you don't lose any fuel. Take this out, take this lid off, put it somewhere you don't lose it. I know this is self-explanatory, but I really like for you guys to see how easy it is to pour. Just give that a little snug. There's a gasket in there, of course. All right, guys. Show you guys how, for me, it's just been super simple, easy to use. You don't really worry about spilling any. So just put this in there and pour it right in there, guys. That easy. Look at that. Nothing to it. You don't spill anything. Even when this thing's slap full, it just does really good. It's easy to use. You don't spill a drop. And super proud of it. And when you get through, you can just pack this away. I'll give it a couple shakes and get the fuel off of it, but it's going to evaporate, no biggie. And, you know, if you keep this thing on the top here, it's going to be out of the way and easy access to put fuel in your bike. That's all there is to it, guys. It's that simple. There it is, empty. And it packs up into nothing. I got some air in it, but you can roll it up and put it anywhere. And it's just a great little addition to getting off of the beaten path and getting way back in the woods. I appreciate you guys riding along. And hey, 5,000 subs now. That is great. I could not believe. I got up one morning and I had 49.99, and I was like, wow, I hadn't looked at it in a little while. It's been crazy around here, and I've been trying to edit some of the footage for the Idaho trip. And by the way, I'll put that up here for you guys to go to that playlist. Some of those first videos of riding some of that single track and going up to my buddy's mine there in the Sawtooth. Don't miss that, guys. That was some of the most fantastic riding we've done to date, and I've been riding 35 years. So we're definitely going to try to go back and hit some things we missed next year or in 2025 and hang out some more with Forrest and his family. It was a great time. And like I said, don't miss those videos. It's some of the best times I've had filming, and the GoPro fought me the whole way, but we still got some good video. And by the way, this video is my first video filmed on the Osmo Action 4. Shout out to DJI. So far, I'm loving it. I'm still tweaking on doing the mic for the in-camera mic, or in-helmet mic, so we can hear Cody. I'm close. I've got it to where you can hear my voice, and I've found out how to keep the mic from peaking and things like that. So it's getting really close, but this is going to be the first video, so let me know how it works out with the mic and everything and the camera angle. It has a huge wide angle, and I don't even have to worry about where the camera is, so that's working out really good. But thanks, guys, for riding along. Thanks for the 5,000 subs. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you come back for the next one, and don't forget to hit that like button and check out that playlist on the Idaho BDR and Tour of Idaho. We really had a fantastic time. I'm probably 5 or 6 videos in, and I've probably got that many more to go. So at the moment, we're right around the Montana border. The last video I just dropped, we're checking out Yellowstone, where it's filmed there. Not Yellowstone, but Darby, Montana, where the Yellowstone TV ranch is. We dropped down and took a picture of that. We're fixing to head up into Lolo, Montana, and do the Lolo Motorway and all up in there, and it's gonna be fantastic. So keep an eye on that playlist and come back for the next one, guys. Take care. Appreciate it.